Hello y'all, welcome to Ignite Your Light here with Travis in Weaverville, California with the family cabin. We are just out for the 4th of July at the parade and we're exploring the Weaverville Museum. And so it's a tradition here in Weaverville and the morning of the 4th of July to
it's like
catapult?
It's this anvil launching competition. So they take these anvils and they have catapults, trebuchets, and they take the big anvil and they launch it so you can go the furthest. They used to do the anvil launch at the same time they did the 5K run, and that was not a good idea. They had to dodge the anvil, so they stopped that.
And so we're also just checking out a bunch of old equipment. They have John Deere's running since 1929 that they still have it up and running. They have a lot of these old horse carriages. Let me just turn this around a view.
And they had the ladies' side saddle. So you would ride both legs to one side.
Oh, this is the ladies' side saddle because back in the day all the women wore dresses. So that way you swing your legs over to one side. Bunch of the old skis, wooden skis, made of different lumber. So this is also a big logging town. So a lot of the old machines they have. Can you explain more on that?
Yeah, so they would fell the trees and then take all the lumber and have to keep splitting it down to support all the homes that they were building and all the mining that they were doing and building everything. So it's still an active lumber mill that's still working here.
I'll take some pictures and put those up too.
Of all the logs. They got to water the logs. That's how they grow them after they cut them. So
I fell for it. Don't fall for it. So here's one of the machines that was built back in the early 1900s that they still have running. They've just taken really good care of them, ran them regularly, and as you can see there's a big saw blade back there, and this was for cutting,
cutting lumber.
Cutting lumber like we were talking about and sharing. Amazing piece of machinery. And now, the more they built, the crappier they get.
At the Weaverville California Museum, and there's a lot of old, like mining, almost strip mining, where they use these water cannons. So they would direct the flow from the river in these big pipes, and then they would split the flow, and then it would keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and by the time it came out of the water cannon, it was super high pressure, and they just washed entire hillsides down. And then that's how they would mine for gold and for other minerals. So we're about ready to do the parade. Check out some of the history.
All right, you're on.
So all of these water cannons would create all this gravel and dirt that had gold mixed up with it, and it would come down and would put them through big sluice boxes, and that's a really small one, but you're heavier than anything else. So they would try to run it through all these boxes, and the gold would fall to the bottom. All the rocks and dirt would get washed away, and then all you're left with is the gold, which Steve and I, back when we were kids, we built 2 sluice boxes at the Trinity to do our whole gold mining operation, and we were going to make it rich, but we didn't really get much gold, so we're still working.
And here's a couple pictures of what Travis was talking about, of how they used to wash mountains away during the gold rush. And now you can see like mountains that the whole face is just washed away from this. Picture of the Hopi Indians that actually occupied this land. And of course, like much in history, doesn't say anything about them or even the tribe name on this photo. Okay. And we're gonna move on over to the printing press. This thing is freaking nuts. Look how huge it is. All that machine to do, what do they print, newspapers?
Yeah, they're like a Trinity newspaper. Oh, National Cash Register.
Oh, wow.
National Cash Register came from Dayton, Ohio. NCR was like the first big corporation of its day. And the owner of NCR invented a lot of modern day marketing, communications, and you'll find their typewriters like everywhere in the United States.
And look at all that detail on that work. And here we have the old slot machine. That thing is so cool.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Crank pressure, because without it, what happens is it's warmed out and start building pressure and get oil out of it. So it didn't have any release valve. That's it. When you make one, you got 8 pistons. Like I said, okay. Normally that's just a bolt. Take that pressure off of them.
Yeah, I've never seen these set up. I've just seen the museum. So this is a really